Commentary on Revelation 4, verse 11. Revelation 4 marks a decisive transition in the vision, shifting from the earthly scenes of the assemblies to a heavenly perspective. The language is symbolic, covenantal, and saturated with imagery drawn from the prophetic writings, especially Ezekiel, Isaiah, and Daniel. Verse 1. After this I looked, and behold, a door standing open in heaven. The open door signifies access into the divine realm, not spatially, but revelationally. What follows is not a relocation of John's body, but an unveiling of covenantal realities. The voice like a trumpet echoes Sinai, Exodus 19, signaling divine disclosure tied to covenant transition. The phrase, after this, indicates sequence within the vision, not necessarily chronological distance in history, but progression in what is being revealed. Verse 2. Immediately I was in the Spirit, and behold, a throne stood in heaven, and one sat on the throne. The throne is central. It represents sovereign authority, unchallenged and absolute. This is not merely a distant heavenly rule, but authority actively governing the events about to unfold. The emphasis is on the identity of the one in descriptive terms, but on his position, enthroned, reigning, unshaken. Verse 3. And he who sat there was like a jasper and a sardius stone in appearance. The imagery avoids anthropomorphic detail and instead uses precious stones. Jasper and sardius convey brilliance, purity, and fiery judgment. These stones also connect to priestly imagery, Exodus 28, suggesting covenantal continuity and fulfillment. The rainbow around the throne, resembling an emerald, recalls the covenant with Noah, mercy surrounding judgment, not replacing it. Verse 4. Around the throne were 24 thrones, and on the thrones I saw 24 elders sitting. The 24 elders represent a complete governing body. The number likely reflects the union of the 12 tribes and the 12 apostles, symbolizing the fullness of the covenant people in their representative leadership. Their white garments and crowns indicate purity and victorious authority already granted, not awaiting future attainment. Verse 5. From the throne proceeded lightnings, thunderings, and voices. These elements again echo Sinai. They signify divine presence expressed in judgment and authority. The 7 lamps of fire, identified as the 7 spirits of God, represent the fullness of divine activity, not multiple spirits, but the complete operation of the Spirit in covenantal administration. Verse 6. Before the throne there was a sea of glass, like crystal. The sea often symbolizes chaos or separation in biblical imagery. Here it is calm, glass-like, indicating that chaos has been subdued before the throne. What once represented division is now stilled in the presence of divine rule. The 4 living creatures are introduced, full of eyes, representing awareness, vigilance, and comprehensive perception. Verses 7 to 8. The first living creature was like a lion, the second like a calf. These creatures reflect the imagery of Ezekiel 1 and 10. They symbolize creation in its fullness: wild, lion, domesticated; calf, humanity; man, and the heavens, eagle. They are not separate beings in a literal sense, but symbolic representations of all creation responding to divine authority. Their continual declaration, "Holy, holy, holy," echoes Isaiah 6. This repetition emphasizes completeness and perfection in holiness, not merely moral purity, but separateness, uniqueness, and absolute authority. Verses 9 to 10. The 24 elders fall down before him. The elders casting their crowns demonstrates that whatever authority they possess is derived and subordinate. Their act is not loss, but acknowledgement. All delegated authority returns to its source. Verse 11. You are worthy, O Lord, to receive glory and honor and power. The worthiness of the one on the throne is grounded in creation, for you created all things. This is not simply a statement about origin, but about rightful ownership and authority. All things exist by his will, and therefore all things are subject to his governance. Summary observations. The scene is not about future relocation, but present reality unveiled. The throne establishes the interpretive center. Everything proceeds from divine authority. The imagery draws heavily from earlier covenantal texts, showing continuity and fulfillment rather than disjunction. The participation of the elders and living creatures reflects a unified response of both covenant leadership and creation itself. The emphasis is not on distant speculation, but on the certainty of divine rule already established and operative. This passage functions as the foundation for everything that follows, anchoring the unfolding vision in the unshakable sovereignty of the one seated on the throne.